From Harris Studios, this is Accounting for Tomorrow, an accounting and advisory services podcast for community leaders with a passion for change, who are ready to look past the numbers and ensure that today's planning efforts create success for tomorrow. Today's podcast is sponsored by Harris CPAs. Harris CPAs is a public accounting firm based in Idaho specializing in audit, assurance, tax, planning and compliance, strategic business consulting, and accounting services. Harris CPAs believes the key to influencing the future is empowering people in all organizations and the community. So let's dive into our topic today. We wanted to give you a behind-the-scenes look at the state of the accounting industry. We've all been through a lot the last couple of years. Robert, what are the short-term effects that we've been seeing?
Yeah, over the last couple of years, we've really had to deal with a challenging environment. I think it's been challenging from a couple of different aspects. Our firm and its operations have been challenged. Our clients have been challenged. And so, with the things that have come up over the last couple of years, I think we have definitely started to move to more of a operational aspect where we're talking with our clients more remotely, electronically, through modes like podcasts, email, and so on and so forth. We've also seen changes in the way that we deliver our deliverables to our clients, whether it's tax returns or financial statements, consulting, definitely a lot more Zoom calls, talking to clients, which has had another effect of opening up our market to other areas. So we've been able to assist people all across the state, not just here in the Treasure Valley or in the locations where our other offices are located. But so those are just a few things that have happened over the last couple of years, Josh.
Yeah, I totally agree. It was amazing to see in a matter of just 6 weeks the amount of changes that happened in 2020 about going remote and being able to share that information with our clients in a different form and a different medium when we're so used to being able to meet with them in person. But it has really opened up different aspects of our relationships with our clients and with our people the last couple of years. So while most of these impacts were short-term, how would you say that these have impacted our industry in the long term?
Well, I think currently what we're seeing a long-term trend in our industry is that, we see a lot of smaller firms, smaller practitioners looking more aggressively towards retirement. And so in the past couple of years, we have acquired several firms that were smaller than us. And that's all in an effort for us to have an impact in Idaho. And so we're seeing that more prevalent. I think people are ready to retire more. I think from a staffing perspective, it's allowed us to open up our ranks to all across the country. We now have several individuals working from all over the country, which has given us the ability to seek out talent no matter where it's at and not have to necessarily have people move to Idaho in order to tap into that talent. Our flexible work environment has allowed our employees that are here to work more efficiently, to be able to handle those things that come up in life that prevent them from driving to the office every day, whether it's a traffic jam or a sick child or just working from home and not avoiding the commute. So I think that's completely changed the way we do things. We have been trying to have a very proactive approach in bringing different ways for our clients to learn through technology and to adapt to it. So those are kind of some of the longer term things that I think will stick and will be with us for forever.
Another long-term impact, and we aren't unique in this, is recruiting new talent and staff retention. Nationwide, there's a talent shortage. What is leading to this?
It's interesting. The statistics show that there are fewer and fewer high school graduates that are entering accounting degrees. So the supply is just being constrained. And I think that through the last couple of years, there's a lot of people that have done a lot of introspective evaluating their life and have changed their focus to lifestyle rather than career. And so I think that that's led to fewer people in our profession, which is a challenge for us because we need to make our profession attractive to those students that are in college. And so we're working on ways to do that, whether it's compressing our work weeks down to 50-hour work weeks, or trying to shorten up the amount of overtime that individuals get when they're in our profession. And so those are all things that we're actively engaged in working on solutions to those, because we think that that will give us a competitive advantage when it comes to recruiting.
Yeah, I would agree on recruiting and even retaining new staff, really highlighting all the different things that we've changed over the last couple of years, the flexibility, the increased communication, the remoteness, the different aspects of your job, and be able to blend your work and your life together in one has really advanced. And over the last couple of years, we've shown a huge amount of change in those areas. And I think as we look forward, continuing to be able to highlight those items and to be able to continue to adapt as things change is going to be huge for not only recruiting, but also retaining staff and employees. And I don't think it's just set on our industry either. I think when we look at go out and meet with our clients and talk to other community members, I think everyone's feeling this pinch when it comes to employees and recruiting. It doesn't matter what industry you're in, just continues to be a problem. And we have the ability to be flexible. We have the ability to do our work from anywhere. So it's definitely something that we can highlight and bring to the forefront and maybe make the accounting industry a little bit more attractive to new graduates. Our profession is all about planning, and we spend a lot of time working with our clients and guiding them through so many of these unforeseen changes in the last couple of years. What lasting impacts are your clients seeing today?
Well, I think if you just think about what's happened over the last few years, every business, every organization had to adapt in some way. And I think, the underlying theme that they've all learned is that they have to be able to adapt to whatever situation comes up. There are lasting impacts in recruiting, like you said, remote teleworking, all of those things. I think they've come to recognize the importance of being able to communicate via different modes, whether it's phone, email, in person. That it takes a lot of that emphasis away. But really, I think the most pertinent thing is the adaptability and the ability to actually see things as they're happening in real time and make adjustments to your organization so that you can, continue to thrive. And that's really what we're all trying to do, is to continue to thrive. So those are kind of the things that I see from organizations.
Yeah, I would totally agree. You look at, and I know we hit on this earlier in the podcast, but prior to a couple of years ago, change took a long time, right? They had to think about it. They had to analyze it. They had to, test it out 10 different ways. And then they finally made it, years down the road. And I think what has happened in the last 2 years, within 6 weeks, people, or overnight, basically businesses went totally remote. And the amount of change that they're able to do, well, now they've embraced that and they understand that change doesn't take as long as it used to. And they can adapt and react quicker to whatever's going on in their business.
For sure.
All right. Well, thank you, Robert, for sitting here and discussing the current state of kind of the accounting industry. I know Harris CPAs is really excited about where we're going in the future and the presence we have in the state of Idaho and the impact that we're making. So I just invite people to log into our website at harriscpas.com for more information and resources. And if they have other questions that they want to talk to us about, feel free to reach out.
Sounds good. Thanks, Josh. You've been listening to Accounting for Tomorrow, Harris CPA's monthly podcast. We appreciate you listening and spending your time with us today. For more information on this or any of our other topics, please visit harriscpas.com.